The veil is lifting on a multi-billion-dollar arms deal of Israel. Reports identify the United Arab Emirates as the previously unnamed buyer. According to a report published by Intelligence Online on Thursday, Abu Dhabi is the buyer in a $2.3 billion agreement concluded last month, under which advanced military systems will be supplied over an 8-year period. Elbit Systems had earlier disclosed the deal to investors, but deliberately withheld the identity of the customer and the nature of the equipment involved. The revelation places the UAE among the most significant recent purchasers of Israeli military hardware. Intelligence Online noted that the scale and secrecy of the agreement reflect a broader trend of major Israeli arms exports, even as Israel faces growing international criticism over its military campaign in Gaza. Human rights groups, including Oxfam, have warned that transferring sophisticated weapons systems risks facilitating serious violations of international humanitarian law and increasing civilian harm. The exposure of the UAE as Elbit's client comes amid a largely discreet expansion of cooperation between Israel and United Arab Emirates since the establishment of diplomatic relations under the U.S.-brokered Abraham Accords in 2022. Despite the war in Gaza, bilateral ties have continued to deepen across defense, infrastructure, and diplomacy. Israeli media recently reported progress on the so-called Peace Railway, a regional logistics corridor linking India to Europe via the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Israel, with Emirati and Israeli authorities reportedly agreeing on a joint mechanism to manage the project. Defense collaboration has also intensified on the ground. In October, Israeli firm Contrap Precision Technologies opened a subsidiary in Abu Dhabi to manufacture and service electro-optical surveillance systems under Israeli oversight. Around the same period, the UAE purchased land worth tens of millions of Israeli shekels to build its first permanent embassy, a move that further formalized diplomatic ties. Israeli arms exports have surged during the Gaza war. Elbit Systems reported record profits in November, driven by wartime demand, according to Israeli financial disclosures. Intelligence Online compared the UAE deal to Elbit's earlier $1.63 billion contract with Serbia, signed in August, which included long-range artillery rockets, drones, intelligence and electronic warfare systems, and upgrades to combat platforms. Other notable deals include an Elbit-led arms agreement with Albania, reported by Haaretz, and a potential $2.7 billion contract with the UK Ministry of Defence, first revealed by Private Eye, under which Elbit would train tens of thousands of British troops annually. Separately, Israel Aerospace Industries sold Germany the Arrow 3 missile defense system in 2023 for $3.5 billion. The UAE's own state-backed defense conglomerate, Edge, has been steadily expanding partnerships with Israeli firms. In 2021, Edge and Israel Aerospace Industries announced cooperation on unmanned naval vessels for anti-submarine warfare. More recently, Edge invested $10 million for a 30% stake in Israeli firm Third Eye Systems, which develops AI-based electro-optical drone detection technology. Analysts say the Elbit UAE deal highlights Abu Dhabi's consistent alignment with Israel, despite regional outrage over Gaza. UN officials and human rights experts, including UN Special Rapporteur Francesca Albanese, have accused dozens of governments of enabling Israel's military campaign. Since October 2023, more than 70,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza, according to local health authorities. The partnership may also draw scrutiny in Washington. U.S. officials have repeatedly expressed concern over the UAE's growing defense engagement with China. Middle East Eye and the Financial Times have reported on intelligence assessments suggesting Chinese military-linked activity in the UAE and technology transfers involving Emirati firms. Israel's own economic and infrastructure ties with China, including port development in Haifa, have similarly unsettled U.S. policymakers. Against this backdrop, the Elbit UAE deal highlights how Israeli defense firms continue to lock in massive global contracts, even as the war in Gaza redraws geopolitical lines and fuels growing international scrutiny over arms sales and accountability.